People join in while the music plays the band. Welcome to the Music Plays the Band podcast. We're going to be sitting down with musicians, artists, band members, friends, and family to talk about what drives them to create great music. Asking more than just the typical questions, who's inspired you or what music do you like, we're going to ask the why behind what motivates them to create great music.
Oh, I see them we start with the right way. Everybody sing. Oh, I see them we start with the right way. Press up on the microphone, y'all zone on out to the song. Come on, if you're at home feeling alone, and let's dance all night to the break of dawn. And let's see what we can do. Break 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 rules. Let them all walk a mile in my shoes. They'll see tonight while I'ma let loose. And I just wanna live, I just wanna give, I just wanna do it all tonight. Wanna do it all tonight. I just wanna know, I just wanna show, I just wanna show that world tonight. Wanna do it all tonight.
I'm Aaron at the Shindig, and I'm here with Nick Driver and bass player
Buck Jones.
And we're going to chat with them a little bit about their music. So, since I was in the building here, I wasn't able to see your set. Tell me a little bit about y'all's music.
It's singer-songwriter stuff. It's kind of like if Jim Croce and Eminem got together and had an illegitimate baby.
Did I hear an Eminem cover?
You did.
Okay. I heard it, and I didn't know if that was coming from, I thought it was DJ, but it was you guys doing that?
It was
okay.
us. It was us.
All right, awesome. Is it just 2 of you guys, or you got...
No, I'm not currently
He's been with me off and on through the years. Mm-hmm. It's me, Donnie Seal, and Tom Miller. And Buck actually recorded with me on my last record, The Drunken Buddhist. So
okay,
cool,
good deal. And you guys are semi-local. I mean, not too far away.
I'm from Zebulon, North Carolina. Donnie's from Apex. Tom's from Clayton.
Okay.
So
cool. And how long have you guys been playing together?
I've been doing it since '96, but the band I'm in now, or the band that's kind of pretty much like playing support right now around me, is been together about 3 months with them. It just cycles in and out as I'm going. So
okay.
Tour a lot, man. It wears on people.
Yeah, right. The turnover rate's pretty high.
And he has a big solo presence too, so
okay.
he can go by himself with a guitar and rock any show.
And are you playing with any groups?
I do play mostly bluegrass,
Mm-hmm.
and currently we have a group, Lonesome Drive, but it's not completely full yet. We're working kinks out and stuff.
Okay. And they have they've been present for a very long time too.
Yeah.
They're kind of going through a couple lineup changes.
So. Yeah. What happens?
Yeah, it does. But we played the Shindig out here the past couple of years, previous years, not this year, and really good time. And yeah, I mean, you just can't beat it. When you have a chance to play music in front of people.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. What is it about playing music in front of people? Like I've done that a little bit, and there's something about like the energy that you create as a band unit, and then kind of broadcasting that out to people and seeing them get into it.
I agree. I don't think there's nothing better. Every time I get on stage, whether it's for 10 people or 500 people or 1,000, it doesn't matter. I get a butterfly sensation in my stomach, and that's what I look forward to. Like, if I didn't have that, I don't think I would do it.
Right.
Anytime I'm playing in front of 2,000 million people or 10 million people, I'm...
Wow.
No matter the crowd size, like Buck was saying. It's definitely a hit of dopamine in your brain, and it makes you want to especially when people get into it, it makes you want to level up, and just try to, you know, add to the essence of the.
Yeah.
There's an energy there.
It's like you can feel expectations are rising, and you want to keep meeting them.
Keep going. It's like being Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. Yeah. It got to be LeBron sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to pass.
Let's not go there. So let's go back to the beginning. All right. Think about like when you were a kid. What's your youngest memory involving music?
You want to go first?
Yeah. When I first started, I actually started making beats for like local rap artists.
Okay.
And then I just learned how music works, how timing works with everything. And then I started, my first band was actually a hard rock band, heavy metal, playing bass, and that was just more or less to learn how to play with people.
Yeah.
And but
That's
my biggest
important.
influence
That's
is
important.
it
Yep.
is, and
It's very important.
And I think I learned a lot from that experience. And but my young childhood heroes, I guess, were
Nick
I think,
Dravo?
besides Nick, was Grateful Dead, I would say, Bob Marley, and then like Flat and Scruggs in the bluegrass genre, and Bill Monroe, like the old traditionalist.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Do you have can you like pinpoint a point in time where like you actually noticed music and started paying attention?
I would say it was around probably like my freshman year in high school.
Okay.
That's whenever I really started thinking more about music and wanting to put something together that actually makes sense.
Be part of it.
Yep.
How about for you, Nick?
I think for me, probably around the same time. I think 7th, 8th grade, I was doing band stuff. So about 7th or 8th grade, I played like trombone, trumpet, saxophone.
Okay.
Like, but drums in band ain't rock drums.
No, it's not.
You're like going,
It's not, right.
hitting a gong or some stuff like that, you know. So, but yeah, it was probably around the same time. The first band that made me really think about music and want to go, oh, I got to do this, was like Rage Against the Machine.
Oh,
Okay.
And I just remember the passion, and I just remember I was like, man, these guys are legit. You know, it's just something about, it wasn't anarchy, it was, they stood for something. You know, Rage Against the Machine, Johnny Cash, probably the two groups that really, when I was younger, and Van Morrison, I liked the singer-songwriter stuff.
Okay.
They were probably the ones, when I was younger.
Right.
You grow up and you get
Oh, yeah.
other influences too, but
Right.
starting out, yeah, definitely. Zach De La Rocca, don't get no better than that.
Yeah, right.
So.
Was there a particular person or event that sort of directed you towards looking at music as like a profession or a career or even
Yeah,
a hobby?
my dad got ran over by a bulldozer, and I'm just playing.
Oh, I was like, wow.
So,
I never heard this story.
yeah, you're like, what happened? I mean, I thought I saw him last week. No, I think for me, was there a particular moment in time? I think it's just like anything else. I kind of view musicians or artists. It's almost like it's just like growing up. You know, you get to a point where you go, okay. I mean, I know I'm growing in a certain way, but it's just like hitting puberty as a kid.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, I got armpit hair. You start wearing tank tops. You're like, yo, check that out, man. So you start learning how to play chords better. You know,
Yeah,
and you're like,
right.
maybe I'm supposed to play music, and I think it's just a natural progression. It's just a natural progression.
It is.
I think you either know it. I think your soul is even born. It's either born with that or it's not. Because for a lot of us that really do it constantly, it's not a matter of, and Buck probably back me up on this, but anybody that's full time with it, it doesn't matter if you're getting paid or not. I would do it anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, they always said bluegrass musicians, they're the only ones that drive, 100 miles for a pork chop dinner, to get paid. And
I mean, pork chops are good. Now.
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So,
Like with me starting, I feel like I was just making beats and stuff, and I knew some people that played in a band, like the heavy metal band, and they lost their bass player, and they knew I, messed around on guitar and whatnot. They were like, well, why don't you come try to play bass for us? And I was like, man, maybe I can do this, And then I got the feeling of being in a band, and it was no looking back from there.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Are you aware that like making beats has sort of become a pretty popular thing nowadays?
Yeah, I know. I am aware of that, and
Yeah,
I
we
haven't been in
actually-
it in a long time.
we actually work together, kind of off and on with. As I produce too, I do a lot of beats for rappers, but we actually work with Corey together a little
Sure.
bit, and he was doing some pretty good stuff for a minute. And, but yeah, that's what I do on the side. I produce
he's
a
a good
lot,
beat.
Yeah.
and he makes some amazing beats, man. So
Okay.
I mean, this dude does some ridiculous stuff.
So, how do you compare like beat making to playing stringed instruments?
For it's two different ballparks.
But hey, I'm gonna interrupt you on that. But is it?
Well, to me, the beat making to me was really set forth in time and like a real mechanical to me. And whenever I play, I'm more of an improv player, I guess.
Okay.
And that's where it's a little different to me.
Yeah, you're
but
not
somebody
improvising
that's really steadfast in the way they approach the string instruments or the beat there could be a similarity, but to me
makes
it's a
sense.
little different.
Yeah.
And you also have like the crazy thing about I guess beat making. One thing about it is if you have like the drums and you got bass, you got keys and guitar or whatever. To me, I always approached it like I heard a quote one time from John Lennon, and he was saying basically in a roundabout way, every song I write, I try to write it to where it's a single.
Right.
And I kind of took that and I was like, okay, well, every song I write, I want to write it like it's a single, because at the end of the day, you get to a point as a musician where you start doodling, you start doing all this crazy tech stuff, and if you're not careful, you start losing everybody because people don't know what you're doing. I used to do a lot of tech, math rock stuff, and it didn't matter how tech I was, you would see crowds getting smaller and smaller, and I found the simpler I was playing,
People
the
can
bigger
relate.
the crowds were,
People
and
relate
people
better.
can relate to it. You want to talk to them at a human level. So, but getting back to the beat thing, having a drummer, I've always been surrounded by bands. Having a drummer, bass, guitar, keys, I just stack it like that when I'm making beats.
Right. Yeah, that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I always start with a drum track too. I think it's definitely the most gets things going. So I'm not used to playing with drummers at all in bluegrass. We hardly
Right,
ever
you
play a
don't do
drummer. I
that
played
very
with
much.
one drummer my whole life.
I
It's
guess
hard.
it just depends on
Yeah.
where you're coming from, what style of music.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So, how long have either of you guys been doing music as a career instead of just like a hobby?
I would say for me it was since 11, 12 years probably for me.
Okay.
And it's still, I wouldn't say a career, but it's
It's serious endeavor.
yeah, yes.
Hey man, it just it depends on how you define career.
Right. It's supplemental right now, but
Right. Well, sure.
but yeah.
Yeah. I started in the mid to late 90s. I didn't really start getting paid until 2008, 2009. And then I actually stumbled into it because I just stumbled into it. Somebody asked me if I could play a 3-hour gig for a couple $100, and I was like, yeah, whatever. And I did it. And then from that point on, you can knock down some cash, make your light bill.
Now, how is it doing a long gig like that? 3 hours? To me, that sounds like a long time. to
3
be out
hours is a
there
very long time.
Playing music.
It's a long time. You get used to it. It's like anything else. You build up tolerance.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm appreciative of all the gigs I get. But 3 or 4 hours, it gets painful, man.
You really got to practice for that. You got to practice the endurance. So
I had to start running.
Really?
like,
Seriously, because
have the
it's a
endurance.
breathing thing.
Yeah.
I had to start running, so I try to run maybe 7-8 miles a week, and I have to do that because if you're going to play, even if you're playing like basic chord structures, it's 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
It's
ridiculous.
It's crazy. It's really a cardio workout playing like
is,
that.
man.
And like I know when we're doing band practice, it'll be like timed like 45 minutes into it. That's about our average set. As a bluegrass group, we try to do like 3, 45, 50
But
minute
you guys
sets
are
in the 3
also
hours.
tearing it up. Like,
But it's playing super fast. And so I'll push on, all right, let's do 3 or 4 more songs. So let's get past this. Like, we're not ready to quit at 45. We need to be able to go past it, even though we're going to quit in 45 minutes or, for the next set.
But 45 minutes for a bluegrass band, that's intense.
It is
But
intense.
the 3 hour, 4 hour gigs actually shape my sound.
Right, because you can build a show.
I
too.
can build a 4 hour show off of.
Yeah.
4 hour gig going. Okay, your hands go.
Yeah.
Both of your hands go like this.
Oh, yeah. You can't move your arms next to this.
So
Yeah.
Well, I
so
guess
yeah, it just varies.
And you don't feel as rushed if you've got all that time.
You don't. You feel like you can interact a little more. And,
Yeah.
I mean, you can interact, but also there's nights like this too. And I always relate stuff back to basketball because we're both big NBA fans. It's almost like okay, if I'm doing this gig, and a lot of people don't take this into account. Like you can be sick doing a gig, and you got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta keep going.
You gotta keep pushing through it, man. It's like Michael Jordan's flu during the playoffs.
Oh
man.
yeah, that's right.
I mean, you gotta keep pushing because there's some people there that might want to hear a song you wrote, and you gotta be able to pull through and you gotta suck it up.
Yeah. Or if you've had like a long month and you've had a couple of different gigs and things are starting to get busy, and then you go up there and play and you just do not feel, you just feel like the world is on your shoulders because everything's just build up, but then you play a song or two, man, and it starts easing us all, and you're like, oh, this ain't so bad. I'm glad I made it out here.
Exactly.
Well, and the expectation is you're bringing energy to the crowd,
and you want to. And the thing is too is when you're doing those 3 or 4 hour gigs. I told one of my friends this. He started doing it a couple years ago, and he was like, man, I'm playing gigs and I'm doing these gigs and nobody's clapping after the songs. I'm like, man, that's a good sign. If you start getting this. That means it sounds bad. But the fact that nobody's clapping sometimes can be a good sign if you're playing those 3 hour gigs. Because a lot of times people aren't there to see you. They're there to grab some beers. They're there to hang out with their friends. You're supposed to be like a background noise that elevates the environment. Right. You gotta stay in your lane to a certain extent. You can't get up there and do like Mike Patton covers.
Right.
He's good. It ain't gonna work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, Nick, you write music?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How about you, Buck?
I do some lyric writing, but I'm mostly I write like tunes, like write songs. I try to put the music together for like
composing,
one of our more or less. Yeah.
Well, so this question goes along both of those. Like when you're writing music or arranging all of it, what are you going for?
I try to look for a fluidness like in the song, and I also try to build it around whoever's writing the lyrics. Like how I try to picture how they sing, and I just try to like a cohesive material is all I want. Like it needs to be flawless, like just good transitions. I just try to look for, because I think once you get a basic part of a song down, then you can add your nuances and different things to make it a band song or whatever you want to do.
Right. How about you, Nick? What are you going for?
Will you ask the question again?
So when you're writing your songs, like what are you trying to do with the music?
I'm trying to outright everybody and be better than everybody. Yeah. Like, if I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people don't want to be honest about it. I feel like Ryu from Street Fighter. He beats M. Bison, and then he's like, "Where's my next challenge?" You know what I'm saying? I like being the underdog.
Yeah.
I like people. I enjoy that. I thrive off of it. I get a kick out of it. But when it comes to the actual writing process to the music, I'm trying. I guess when it comes to the actual song, now I'm talking about just performance-wise. When it comes to the actual song, I want to write something that the average person can relate to.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I want to write something that the average Joe is going around going, man, I feel like this, and I think being an artist, you're very sensitive to emotions. It doesn't mean like you're like a bitch or anything. It just means like you're sensitive to it. You're aware of it.
Yeah, well,
maybe that's what.
And you want people to understand.
My bad.
You want people to understand what you're going through to write this song,
right.
And you want people to feel it. And so it does bring in emotions where if you kind of get a different reaction than what you wanted, or maybe even getting the reaction you wanted, it's an elation.
Yeah.
It's like, man, it worked.
Kind of the accomplishment,
right.
Getting people where you want them to be.
And I think Buck probably agrees with this too. You want to write, as an artist, you want to write songs that, I think every artist is looking for, not approval, but acceptance. I think most artists are looking for acceptance. I mean, if we were out here doing it for money, nobody would do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so when you get those gigs that are paying, you get those gigs, it definitely helps out.
Oh, yeah.
But most artists are very they have very low self-esteem. They think they're like amazing when something good's happening, but at the end of the day, yeah, man, like some of the greatest people I ever met were artists, and they I don't know, it's crazy. It's weird. It's weird to talk about, but I don't even know how to put it into words.
Well, writing is another avenue for people to get their, opinions out and their feelings and stuff. And whenever you can do that and put it together and make a song that people like, how much better can you get?
That's true.
Yeah.
It's like you're able to get your thoughts and feelings out and portray it in a certain way that people can understand it.
You just summarize it. What I was trying to say. So.
Yeah.
Well, so what are you guys currently working on, either of you?
I'm actually doing.
Go ahead. I'll be right back.
I'm actually doing some school work right now, and still playing music, but I'm trying to balance school and music. But I'm working. We got a bluegrass group, and it's just hit and miss. As far as we don't really have a lot of gigs lined up right now. It's just more or less getting together a lineup, getting together a full 3-hour set.
Build that momentum up.
Yeah, and a lot of bluegrass, they want 3-hour sets, like 7 to 10 or something, and it's a lot of time. Yeah, it's like with bluegrass playing fast, it's 45, 50 songs to try to do, and it's a process, and nothing happens overnight. As much as I would want it to, and you think after 10 or 12 years of playing, it'd come easier, and I think it's actually getting harder.
Well, while we're waiting for Nick to get back, tell me, as long as you've been involved with music, just tell me some kind of crazy story that you've encountered or seen or been part of. Man,
some of my more crazier stories are probably playing with Nick, because he, with the bluegrass genre, it's a lot more laid back. You don't get to see the crazy parties or craziness. It's really cool. But I guess what I do like about it, and what really changed my mind about bluegrass, is after you watch the greatest of the greats play, you can go right up to them and shake their hand and meet them.
Right.
And if you want to, you can't do that to the rock bands or to. If you just saw whoever play, most of the time they're out the back door on their bus and gone.
Yeah.
And so I guess one of my main experiences is being able to meet the people that actually play and influence me in that genre, and that's the best experience I could do, because these are actually real people.
Right.
You get to see. You get to interact with them, and you don't get to do that with every genre of music. So I guess that's why bluegrass kind of holds my heart, holds in my heart a little bit.
Nice.
But I don't really have any crazy band experiences. I never.
But
this guy would be.
Yeah, tell me. So I asked him about just from your travels on the road with music. What's a crazy story that you've?
We gotta. If we're gonna tell some stories, we gotta tell a story about something that happened. Maybe had nothing to do with music. But if it weren't for us jamming together, it wouldn't happen.
All right.
So we didn't do it. I almost did it. But Buck was supportive.
Guilty by association?
Yeah, so we're at my house in Zebulon. And we had actually practiced earlier that day, so it's kind of music related. Mm-hmm. And I almost caught the woods on fire.
Just trying to relax.
Trying to burn out this stump. It's country stuff now. Trying to burn out this stump is...
Did you pour diesel on it?
Yes.
Yeah. And we dug a hole out. We're putting diesel on it. We throw it. It flames up. We're like, yeah, ha 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 ha. And then it starts spreading. But Buck's really slow, man. And he's trying to stomp it out. And I'm like, Buck. And then I'm over there. Oh man. But I guess we almost caught.
You have to call any
no, I was gonna get Nick a Brush Unit 2 shirt.
Yeah. But I guess crazy stories. I mean, there's been some crazy stories. I don't know the exact, the exact crowd we're chatting with. I don't know which one I don't know which ones to really, tell about. But there's definitely been some moments. And I definitely don't want to put them on blast, man. But we were about 4 years ago. We were on tour in Nashville, and we had done a few shows with a couple people out there. I ended up turning into It's probably longer than that. They ended up turning into like Florida Georgia line.
Oh, really?
And we're out there. We're staying in this crate. Well, it was one of them, and I don't even remember which one at this point. But we were playing, and oh my God, we're in like this hotel in Nashville. It's like crap hotel. It's garbage, man. Like seriously. I mean, I'll probably stay there when I go next time. But like,
Feels at home.
yeah, it feels good. And but yeah, my bass player, I mean, he was impressive, man. Like people say, oh man, you always meet those girls sometimes that are like, oh, I'll drink you over under the table, bro. Okay, first off, not this guy, not him, but this other guy I was playing with at the time. And he got so drunk, he passed out standing up. Now, I've never seen this. He like just happened to prop, and his leg like did this buckle thing, and I was like, is he asleep? And like he like fell asleep. It was like hammered, just fell asleep, and then like about 2 hours later, we hear like it sounds like somebody turned the faucet on, right? And I'm like laying on this side.
No.
You know Darren.
Yes.
Yeah, Darren was my drummer at the time.
Yeah.
He's laying in the bed. A bass player was laying in the bed, and he's hammered, man. And he's like peeing like this far from his head, man. Oh, gosh. I mean, there's like a strong stream, man. This guy ain't got prostate problems. There's like a strong stream, man. And it's like this far from his head, and Darren's like, what the, what's going on, blah? And the next morning we get up, and looking back on it, it's hilarious. But at the time, you're like, oh man, this guy's really dealing with some heavy alcohol, drug problems right now. And like, but at the time, you don't see it. You're like, oh man, let's just get through the gigs, you know, let's get through the gigs. And he went to the van. He was like, man, I'm not playing the rest of this tour. We were like, cool, man, just sit in the van. You know, and instead of like we were trying to be, man, you get on the road, man, you get hard, you get ornery.
Yeah.
Okay, the worst I am is when I've been on the road for like a month. You don't sleep good, you don't feel good. All your relationships are horrible.
Yeah.
But you're doing it because
Well,
there's certain things in your life that makes you have to do it.
Yeah, and then when the opportunity arises, man, it's kind of hard to put down like a chance to go perform your songs for the masses, you know.
Right. But yeah, he's a great dude, man. He's my real good friend. I don't want to name check him, man, but it was funny. Me and him laugh about it now. But yeah, man, he's great dude, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Man, if you'd have aimed like 6 inches that way, man, you got him right in the face, man.
Well, 6 inches the other way might be on you, man.
Nah, I was on the other side. I was like behind him.
Okay.
He'd have had to go like all the way around. So he'd have had to like rainbow it.
Well, do you guys have anything else you want to cover?
I mean, we talked about urine,
Yeah.
catching stuff on fire.
Yeah.
I think it's some
Covered the basics anyway. No, and I do want to add, we were out here at the Shindig, and Dave Brown does a really good job of putting a good event on.
And
every year.
Dave does an amazing job.
And he's helped me out in the past, getting our band some good gigs.
Definitely.
Yeah,
He kind of got me and Nick hooked up to start, our endeavors.
Yep. And Dave should enter the beard contest.
He should.
Okay, can I ask you something? Dave in the beard contest, who wins?
Dave.
I mean, I've seen some.
There is some.
Yeah, but let's be
Yeah.
real. Dave has got that. He's like manicured beard.
Yeah. He should
I
be
feel
on a
like when I look at
magazine
his beard, it's like cleavage, or like the sun. You have to glance and look away. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't get caught staring at
somewhere.
him.
His eyes are up here, Nick. His eyes are up here.
My eyes are here, Nick. Exactly.
But yeah, man.
I like your energy.
Yep. And support local music. That's the big thing.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Don't support local music. Go out
And just
get the
support
next
Nick
Justin
Driver.
Bieber track. It's like,
Just support Nick Driver, not local.
Yeah,
other local
man.
music.
nah, I'm just playing. Local music. There's a lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of great stuff out there. A lot of great independent stuff at this point.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
Everybody out here has been amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah,
for the
thank
time.
you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
People join in hand in hand while the music plays the band.
Hey, thank you for listening. I'm super excited to share these interviews with you, and I'd really appreciate you subscribing and leaving me a review, 5 stars preferably, but I'll take any feedback you've got. And stay tuned. We've got lots more exciting interviews coming your way.